Hi, it's Mitz. Thank you very much for stopping by. In this video, I will be working in my traveler's notebook, and I will be sharing with you my completed pages so far. This is the regular sized traveler's notebook refill, and I've been working on some page spreads, and I felt that the cover was quite dull, so I just added paper that was already collaged and added a sticker there to the front. A little later on in the video, I will be swatching out some inks in my traveler's notebook. I have obtained some Troublemaker inks, and so I wanted to swatch those inks out in the Hobonichi Techo. And I also recently purchased the dip pen from Kakimori, so I will be sharing that with you as well. I shared with you this sticker book that I purchased a while back, and I'm trying to look for a sticker that will match the border nicely, and I found one here. I believe somebody left a comment recently. They would like to see me using this sticker book more, and so I will make note of that. The video here is actually taken a long time ago, so I will try to remember to post more videos of me using the sticker book. This is a rub-on sheet from Traveler's Company. They included this sheet several years ago. I don't remember which year it was, but I'm just using the numbers to scratch out 2022. Ideally, I think you are supposed to actually cut out the numbers instead of the way that I'm doing it, because with the way that I am scratching out the numbers, it's easy to rub out the incorrect number, and so ideally you're supposed to cut the individual numbers out, and you see what happens here. I have to color the part that did not rub out properly. So I wrote that for 2022, and I am just going to flip through my completed pages so far in this regular sized traveler's notebook insert. And there are, I guess, certain sections where I collage, and then there's areas where I like to doodle and draw, and then there are areas where I just kind of journal a little bit. And so there are sections, I feel like, in this notebook, and I have filmed a couple of videos of the process for some of these page spreads, so if I remember to, I will leave them linked down below. So I did start swatching out some inks, and I wanted to do it in here as well as in the Hobonichi Techo, so I will be doing that a little bit later on. This very pretty packaging of this very delicate and pretty lace is from, I think it was a gift from my family back home in Canada. They ordered some snacks for me, and it was wrapped really nicely, and so of course I had to keep that. I didn't end up sticking it into the notebook in this video, but I did cut it to the same length. I stamped out the ink bottle at the top there so that I can do a bit of the ink swatches, and I used the rubber stamp off to the side. And here is where I will take out the new Troublemaker inks, and I have the Sailor Dip Pen off to the side, but I don't actually use it in this video. I think I'll have to do a separate video of this Sailor Hokoro pen. Here I am unboxing the Kakimori Dip Pen. I purchased the brass nib and the aluminum handle or body, and this is from Kakimori here in Tokyo. And I'm very, like I mentioned in my other videos, I'm very new. Well, I wouldn't say new, but I'm not an expert at all when it comes to fountain pens and inks, so it's very fun for me. It's like a nice little hobby where I can play with different inks and colors and write in my journals with different colors and see the shading and sheening of inks. It's a lot of fun for me. So I dipped the pen directly into the ink bottle, and as you can see here, I do have a bit of a difficult time with the start. I think I need to play with it a little bit more to familiarize myself with the angle that I need to hold it at. Perhaps the way that I hold the pens aren't at a certain angle, then the ink doesn't flow nicely. But I do admit that the brass nib does hold a lot of ink, which is nice. I just need to, like I said, play with it a little bit more and become accustomed to the actual angle that I'm holding the dip pen. But you can see how long it's actually really lasting. There's a lot of ink that is into the brass nib. And I'm just going and going into my Hobonichi, just writing random squiggles and lines. I really wanted to test how far it would go. This color is beautiful. You can see the red sheening in the ink from the Troublemaker inks. And that's the close-up there, and that's the close-up of the insert, the paper insert from Traveler's Company. You can see the red sheening in the word Troublemaker inks, Simone. I think it's Simone, maybe. It's very, very pretty ink. And next I am going to be swatching the other two inks that I have here. This next ink is from Troublemaker Inks as well. It is called Freedom Park Rose, and it's a nice deep color. I don't use a lot of reds in my... I don't have a lot of reds in my collection, and I don't have a lot of like deep reds or maroons in my collection for some reason. I tend to use a lot of browns and blues, and there's phases of purples and, and things like that. So it was really nice to test this ink out, and you can see the amount of ink it kept holding on. The brass nib kept holding on to a great amount of ink. I wanted to use up the ink somehow, so I just kept squiggling away and made some very free flowing leaves of some sorts on the page. In the Hobonichi Techo here, you can see I'm just creating a border between the two pages and trying my best to see how long this brass pen will last, or the dip pen will last. I enjoy watching the ink come out of the pen like that. You can see it's very, very fun. So here's the close-up in the Hobonichi Techo. You can see there's a lot of nice sheening, and this is the close-up in the Traveler's Company insert. I forgot to write a title, so I'm just writing that in there. And then lastly is the third ink that I have, and this is also from Troublemaker Inks. So as you can see, this is the Troublemaker Inks in the ink name Sea Glass. I do admit I do have some greens as well. I forgot to mention that. Green is not a favorite color in terms of like journal covers and things, but I do enjoy green and olive and like a deep green color when it comes to inks. And so this is the Troublemaker in Sea Glass. Once again, I'm trying to use up all the ink that I can that is part of the brass nib, and I'm adding just a border of free-flowing leaves. I'm curious to know if you have tried Troublemaker inks before, if you have a favorite ink color from them. I would love to hear your thoughts. I will leave a link down below to a video that first introduced me to Troublemaker inks. I'm pretty sure you are already aware, but Inky Rocks has a wonderful, beautiful channel talking about fountain pen and inks, and I remember she had a video about a pen show she attended in the Philippines, and I remember seeing Troublemaker inks there. And so I will leave her channel linked down below. Here's the close-up in the Hobonichi Techo paper, and you can see the shading that is there, and also in the Traveler's Notebook refill as well. I do have a couple of pages left in the insert, but I'm pretty happy with what I have completed so far in this notebook insert. I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you have any questions, please let me know down below. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.